Do you want to answer it?
I think y'all are having too much fun. We are 15 minutes late for our education committee meeting. I'd like to call it to order. If you need to have further conference, please do it in the hall.
We're not late.
Late.
You start
Somebody told me 5:30.
Development tourism
That was the
supposed to
first
start
one.
at 5:30.
5:30 was
one
a
of
tourism.
Somebody, I ain't gonna call no name at this table, told me 5:30. Oh, he told me 5:30.
You know why he
There
don't
you
do
go.
that?
I started right on time.
There you go.
He's learning.
Dang, I still got 14 minutes. Dadgummit. Well, go ahead, continue to
No,
talk
it's
then.
right after the tourism meeting. Right.
Yeah.
Okay then,
We
so,
get
so,
past that
that's the next
resolution
meeting.
to the
That's the next
rules.
meeting.
okay, so let's get back in the section. Let's
Yeah,
get,
that's right.
Mr. Gentry, Commissioner Gentry said that we are within our reach.
How were you switching,
Right.
Larry?
No, I only have
Are you
two.
What are you
good
gonna do
too?
first?
What's his name?
Wait for-
Okay, I see that we do have a quorum here before us. You've got the set of the education committee minutes before you here.
Motion to approve.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, same like sign. All right. At this time, I want to turn it over to, I don't know if it's Mr. Luttrell or Mr. Michael.
I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Michael. He's got a couple of budget
So,
amendments.
we're gonna cover one first, budget amendment 2023-01. It's the smaller page.
Yeah.
So this budget amendment is really my fault. It's due to me leaving. So it adds an additional, kind of breaks my job into two. That's one of the things this budget amendment does. This budget amendment also adds an additional sub position into our HR department to handle our substitute in-house. So we knew that was coming. We were just kind of waiting on what we wanted that position to look like. This budget amendment, we do have extra revenue to book, so it does not affect fund balance at all. So this person will be a full-time position to handle the subs, and then this adds moves money for a deputy director of operations position. My position got split into a finance director and then a deputy director of operations. This moves that money into an operational plant category since it's no longer in the fiscal services category. That's what this budget amendment does.
So it says at the bottom, this budget amendment does not require any funds from the fund balance.
Now, we had some additional, our BEP estimate, if you remember, we passed our budget in April, really at the
Right.
BOE level, or in May. Our June and July BEP estimate came back higher than expected, so we're offsetting that revenue to fund these two positions. And I want to say our subs seem to be doing pretty well. I think we're somewhere between 150 and 200 sub people in-house right now.
That's great.
So I think we're very pleased with that. I don't want to speak for Mr. Luttrell, but I'd say
What's your subs making?
you would ask me that right on point. So an EA sub right now is $75 an hour, or $75 a day. And the reason that rate is set is because that's what our actual starting EA pay makes. So all the other subs for just a high school diploma is $80 a day. If you have some experience, like an associate's degree or something, that is $85 a day. A certified teacher is $95 a day. And then if you are going to sub longer than 20 days, it's $120 a day.
Wow.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same like sign.
And those sub rates are on our HR website. For anybody that would like to see, they are posted on the HR website, the sub rates.
Okay, so I have another question on the subs. So if they have a master's or PhD, they're hired or what? How's that?
No, so really it goes high school, college education, and then certified teacher. Certified teacher being the highest. Now, one of the things for if you're going to sub longer than 20 days and you're a certified teacher, but that teacher still has leave. Let's say they're out on maternity leave. We would love to be able to pay them true interim pay, which is the exact same as a teacher makes. Obviously, we just couldn't afford that because we could have
Right.
80 interims or something. That's 80 extra positions we'd have to fund, which is really not feasible for us at this time. But we were able to bump that up if you're going to serve longer than 20 days. Now, state law does require if that teacher who is out runs out of leave, you will automatically be bumped to interim pay. So if you're subbing for a teacher who runs out of vacation and sick leave, you're automatically put in that position and paid teacher pay on the pay scale.
Okay.
So in that state law, that has not changed.
What are the biggest needs from subs?
For subs, what areas?
What areas?
It
Just
varies. Last year, we averaged about 176 absences a day.
It'd go up to 200, a little over 200, and go down to as low as 160.
And we averaged about 55 to 60% fill rate. So
Gotcha.
we're looking at 170 applicants right now we're processing, adding more every day. We think we're gonna be able to increase that fill rate. That's our goal, but it just varies.
Okay.
And it varies by school and location too, so I'll say that. If you've got a really strong PTO in some places, their fill rates may be a little better if a lot of parents get them.
That's a
So.
lot of subs, that's a lot of
It hit, I mean,
absentee.
it hit 210, 220 on some days last year.
That's a lot
So.
of, that's a lot of absentee, I mean, that,
But you know, we've got almost, I'm not exact on this number, but somewhere between 1,300, 1,400 teachers, somewhere in that range, give or take.
as long as we stay within that 1% range, it just seems like it's a little absurd to be that many. Are there any other questions before we move forward?
Yeah, let me say something on this. Due to the fact the budget committee's not meeting, talked to Mr. Jennings, I really need to get these, is it not meeting? Is it?
Yeah, last time I heard.
No, it's never been advertised for them.
That's what I thought.
See, we thought it was meeting.
I did
That was
too.
our thought.
Yeah.
I did too.
I-
They sent an email out, but it wasn't advertised?
No, it
They
wasn't
sent the email
advertised.
out, it says education minutes and steering, but it doesn't say budget.
And I think what Mr. Luttrell's referring to is my last day is this week. So we would really love, that was our goal, to try to get it on this commission for this budget amendment to be able to fill.
Can I bring this up?
You can bring it up, the rules have to be suspended.
Okay.
But I've got the resolutions that you need, and Sandra will have a copy for everybody. But the rules will have to be suspended for you to vote.
And
uh,
Yeah, both of them?
Yeah.
Both resolutions?
Well, and then I'm going to explain this one in a second why it comes, or I'll go ahead and do that now. So this one, the next one is our school federal projects. Now I know this one technically does not require commission approval. We bring this more as informational. We want y'all to know what our federal projects fund did throughout the year. We try to get this in at the 1st of June, so it comes on the June commission. However, we still didn't even get our final June BEP payments until July this year. We just got those a couple days ago.
Oh, wow.
So we were waiting on numbers to get this correct. So we love for y'all to approve it as far as accepting it from us. We want y'all to know the activity. I apologize for being so small. I can email y'all a copy if you would like, but we put the entire activity of our federal projects fund on this, on these
Okay.
spreadsheets. It's broken down. It's kind of our revised budget there. Keep in mind, all of this is approved by the State Department of Education before we can do anything with it. We submit weekly, sometimes every 2 or 3 weeks, budget amendments to them on our federal and state grants. But that's what this encompasses, the
Now, this is all
entirety.
federal?
This is all federal in here. Now, this passes through the state, though, a lot of this.
Right, I understand that. Well, what's the total for the federal?
It says up at the top that
I'll
this
have
is
to go.
federal.
If I could see it. Is that 28?
26 million.
Yeah, 26,
Yes.
314.
Now keep, yes. Now
26
keep in
million.
mind that number is inflated the last 2 years due to ESSER. That is not normally that much for Wilson County Schools.
Yeah.
So generally, we're going to run anywhere from that $8 to $12 million range. I mean, of course, that goes up every year as we grow, but that is inflated because we spent the bulk of our third ESSER 3 during this fiscal year. So just keep that in mind. We don't anticipate that to be 26 million again next year.
Okay, and that's for this year, this fiscal year, correct?
Yes, that would have ended June 30th.
Right. Okay.
But that's the reason you're getting it in July, is we just wanted y'all to be able to see it, so that y'all could look at it. If you got any questions for us, y'all can still ask us tonight. I know it's a lot of information. Be glad to email it to you. You can ask us again next month. We'll be glad to answer that, but we wanted y'all to have it.
Okay,
So-
let me make sure I understand. This is forward-looking, not backward.
No, this is back. So this,
Backward.
this reflects the
This is
entire
reflects for last year.
correct. This
Okay.
reflects the entire activity for
Gotcha,
the
I
FY
understand.
22.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant, but, okay. So it's already done.
Correct. And it's already been approved. The board even gets these after the Department of Education approves it. It goes to them first. That's just the way it
Right.
Okay.
so.
Yeah, okay.
Gotcha.
But we like y'all to have it so
Yeah.
y'all can see it.
Okay, motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same like sign. I assume that's it.
I know you-
I've got one question because it's been brought to me about Center Creek, because I know last time we talked about it, possible opening September 30th kind of was the goal, but I don't know if that's still
We've
the
had
same.
weather days. like
So,
we give-
so
Right.
as part of that contract works, once we give them a notice to proceed, they have so many weather days. After some of the rain we've had back in the spring and over winter and some of the snow and stuff, anytime we exceed weather days, it pushes out their contract date. We're allowed to. Doesn't mean they're going to go, but it's allowed to. Now, I was out there this morning. We are having some trouble getting some windows in, getting some air conditioning units in. So as of right now, their contract allows them to go into the end of October to potentially the first week of November. The original contract end date was September 30th,
Okay.
I believe. But we do anticipate that being pushed out a little bit due to the weather delays and due to now trying to get windows in. Our FEMA, we have certain special windows and doors on the FEMA shelter there. So we are struggling to get those in. I mean, they're working as fast as possible.
Right.
I mean, they're going to start laying flooring in certain parts of the building this week and have started painting in certain parts. And in certain parts, they put plastic up over the windows because they're just backward. So.
Okay.
Miss Sonia has a question, excuse
Okay.
me.
Are we having a lot of problems getting a lot of materials and stuff like that in?
Yes, we have been proactive and ordered. They've actually ordered some stuff for West Wilson, trying to be proactive. They did the same on Stoner Creek, but there are certain things you just can't order until, like some of the doors and some of the windows until we give them the final dimensions and stuff. For example, they ordered the steel trusses. They still came late, but for Stoner Creek. But yes, we are starting to see some of that. For example, some of our access control stuff is 6 months out.
Oh, yeah.
So, or
I got a
more.
question to ask about, so with all the school shootings and all that, have we got secured doors?
So all of our schools across the county do have secure vestibules. Can't really get into our exact safety protocols, but I will say all of our schools do have car-keyed locks on the exterior doors and secure vestibules.
So we don't leave no doors open like they did in Texas? I mean, no side doors,
No, our
nothing like
safety
that
plan
stays
does
closed?
not. Our safety plan does not allow that.
Mhm.
And I will say, even tomorrow morning, we're going to have an updated safety meeting with all of our principals.
Mhm.
But like I said, we try not to go into too much detail on our
Yeah, I
safety
really
plan.
don't want, I just want to make sure, feel that they secure.
Do we have, I know we've got the contract for West Wilson. Yeah, people are asking me when we're gonna start. Anything that's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
we've been working on that, we're pulling permits, we're
So,
ready to go.
yes, we do have another meeting next week to try to, we've already resubmitted. The way that works is we submit to the state fire marshal. They have what they're called comments. They may want us to revise some changes. We have submitted our second revision to them. We have also submitted to the city of Mount Juliet. They have come back and forth. We have a meeting with them hopefully next week or even this week. So that process is rolling. If everything works out, I've talked with Aaron about the bond issue that y'all approved. He hopes to have that closed, and I think the bond call is the end of this month, middle to end of this month. So we hope to break ground in August. Is our
August,
desire.
okay.
Thank you.
That's what they're asking.
Give or take a week. I mean, could it
Well,
spill into the
it's
first week
not
of
a big deal.
September?
I just want to
100%.
give some kind of answer.
But our hope and goal right now is for them to break ground in August. That is a 2-year contract, so our goal would be for them to open at the start of the school year in 2 years. You know, we don't want to open at middle of the school year.
Right,
Right.
gotcha.
So,
Any more
Thank you.
questions? Anybody else? Any questions from the audience?
Just one, on the land, we had that due process meeting the other night. And, did you have any response to that, or are you still gonna move forward and get that?
We are moving forward.
Okay.
Our board
That's
voted
right.
to move forward, and then we're,
Okay.
Mr. Jennings working on some contracts, and we are moving forward.
Okay.
I apologize for the budget committee not meeting. I wasn't the one who canceled the last one, so I assumed somebody, whoever canceled it, would have one, so I apologize. I assumed something that didn't happen, it won't happen again.
Miss Sonia?
But you can recover tonight. You can recover.
and I think the biggest one for us tonight is the funding for those 2 positions with the subs. She's doing a great job, the person we have now, but as we have 20 people come in for new hire sub training, it's tough for her to be 2 places at once. I mean, I'm not saying that's every time 20 people, but it could be as we bring in people. Hiring 150 to 200 people is quite a big task.
You bet it is.
And training, and that's the big thing. You know,
Mhm.
she's been training, which that's why we want to do it. We want to set our expectations for our subs. And so this position is desperately needed.
Miss Sonia?
A couple of things. I spoke with Lacey
Mhm.
this week.
Yep.
Very, 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 very efficient, very nice young lady.
She's doing a great job.
Enjoyed speaking with her. We're gonna miss you.
Thank you.
I hate that you're gonna leave Wilson County, I understand.
You'll be back.
And good luck to you. I hate you're gonna leave.
I've got his phone number if anybody'd like to harass him.
I will add, I think our board did approve a part-time position, so, hopefully I'll still be able to help as much as I can. We've got several big projects right in the middle of them, so.
Especially the FEMA project, his knowledge base, what he's doing.
Yes.
We've got to be able to use his knowledge base to close that project.
Well,
Get
I
as
hope
much
it
money
works
as
out.
Now,
possible.
are you gonna train your replacement?
Well, I will be there for their help, any questions they have. So it'll be different, you know, the org chart and structure is different, but I will be there for any questions they have. And we'll do my best to help them.
Appreciate it.
Have you hired someone?
We're not.
Okay.
We've interviewed and we're ready to move forward. We'll do that this week. That's one of the reasons I need these budget moves.
Understood. Thank you.
Let's need one more motion. If there are no
Motion
more
to
questions or
adjourn.
comment,
Oh,
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.